Good morning. I'm Elissa. Introduce yourself. And this is Hazel. And we are going to read you a story and I hope sing you a song this morning. This is going to come from the Jesus Storybook Bible. Hazel, can you hold it up? There you go. And today we're going to read a story about Jesus and a storm. Think about what different kinds of storms you know about. Hazel, do you know any kinds of storms?
I know snowstorms, I know thunderstorms, and worst of all, I know rainstorms.
You're right. There are some more kinds too, but those are some big kinds of storms. Our story today is about what happens when there's a storm and Jesus is with his disciples and they're out on a boat. Can you imagine what it would be like to be out on a boat in a lake during a storm? How do you think you would feel?
I'd be scared, actually.
I think I might feel scared too.
Well, can I carry on with the story now?
Yeah, let's read the story now. So I'll show you the pictures, and you can see it's sunset, and there's a boat. And can you see Jesus laying down in the boat?
Jesus is right here.
I think you're right. And then there are some other people with him. Let's see what this story is all about.
Hey, Elissa, I have something to tell you.
Yes, Hazel.
Jesus is not moving. He's lounging around. I wonder why. Let's read the story to find out.
Let's read the story to find out. The sun was going down. The air was warm and still. Let's go across the lake, Jesus said to his friends. Jesus had been helping people all day, and now he was tired. So they left the crowds at the shore and set out in a small fishing boat. That sounds nice. I'd like to go for a boat ride at sunset.
Yeah, so
Jesus climbed into the boat to take a nap. As soon as his head touched the pillow, he fell fast asleep. It was a beautiful evening. A gentle breeze rustled the sails. The friends were chatting happily as they headed out into the middle of the lake. Everything was perfect. Just right for a nice, quiet sail. Dun, dun, dun. Ah! What do you see, Hazel?
I see a big storm.
I see a big storm too. How would you feel if you were in that boat?
I would be actually really scared.
I would be terrified. Let's see what happened. They were only about halfway across when, out of nowhere, whirling winds swept across the lake, fierce and strong, like a hurricane. A blinding flash of lightning lit up the sky. Thunder roared right overhead. The storm blew the water into towering waves that hurled the little boat up, 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 and then sent it hurtling, crashing back, down, down, down. The fishing boat was blown and buffeted and tossed and turned, back and forth and up and down and left and right and round and round. And in the middle of the storm, do you know what Jesus was doing?
Napping.
He was napping. Can you believe that? He was napping. Now, Jesus' friends had been fishermen all their lives, but in all their years fishing on this lake, they had never once seen a storm like this one. Sleeping. Yes. Thanks, Wyatt. No matter how hard they struggled with their ropes and sails, they couldn't control their boat. This storm was too big for them. You ever felt like a storm was too big for you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I have. Let's look at the next picture. Whoa, look at those waves.
And Jesus is still sleeping?
He's still sleeping. How would you feel if you were on that boat and Jesus was still sleeping?
I would feel a bit mad at Jesus.
Would you? I think I might feel kind of mad at Jesus too if he's just sleeping on that boat while I was feeling so scared. But, it says, the storm wasn't too big for Jesus. Help! They screamed, wake up! Quick, Jesus, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Jesus opened his eyes. Rescue us! Save us! They shrieked. Don't you care? Of course Jesus cared. And this was the very reason he had come, to rescue them and to save them. Jesus stood up and spoke to the storm. Hush, he said. That's all. And the strangest thing happened. What do you think happened?
The storm stopped.
You think so?
Yes.
Let's see. I think you're right. Look at that picture. What do you see?
Stars and no storm.
Stars and no storm. Jesus told the storm to hush. The wind and the waves recognized Jesus' voice. They had heard it before, of course. It was the very same voice that had made them in the very beginning. They listened to Jesus and they did what he said. Immediately the wind stopped. The water calmed down. It glittered innocently in the moonlight and lapped quietly against the side of the boat, as if nothing had happened. The little boat bobbed gently up and down. There was a deep stillness and a great quiet all around. When Jesus turned to his wind-torn friends, he asked, "Why were you scared? Did you forget who I am? Did you believe your fears instead of me?" Jesus' friends were quiet as the wind and the waves. And into their hearts came a different kind of storm. What kind of man is this? They asked themselves. Even the winds and the waves obey him. They didn't realize yet that Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus' friends had been so afraid they had only seen the big waves. They had forgotten that if Jesus was with them, they had nothing to be afraid of, no matter how small their boat or how big the storm.
We all thank Jesus for stopping the storm.
Let's say that quick prayer. Thank you, Jesus, for stopping the storms and keeping us safe. Amen.